Hello there, everyone. Before we start, I am sure you are noticing the kid in front of you in this photo, which is very sad because he looks like he's hungry, starving, and is crying. Well, can we provide him with something? Maybe a bread? Luckily, I can. Looks much better, but it's still sad, isn't it? I wonder why. Maybe because the kid is poor, his family doesn't have enough money to buy him a house, or is the government not providing enough for him, etc., etc. I think there are lots of reasons that can cause the predicament that he's in right now. But how is all of that concerning to our topic today? Well, no rush, guys, because I am gonna explain it one by one. You see, today I am investigating into the problems of minorities in Hong Kong. Well, more specifically, refugees. Refugees have always been a problem here in Hong Kong, and some people argue that they incite violence, criminal activities in Hong Kong, and some argue that they just bring about unsanitary in Hong Kong, which I find this accusation ridiculous. And they always bring upon frowns on my face, and I don't really like it at all with how people start treating them. And so this is why I am carrying out a study to find out what has been done for refugees. And with this proposal coming off as a start, I am sure comments and amendments can be provided swiftly. Before I engage with the NGO, I am going to talk about next, which is Vision First. Vision First is a non-governmental organization that improves the livelihood of refugees in Hong Kong. Well, they seek to provide refugees, minorities to be able to fit in to the community here in Hong Kong better, which you see there is a very clear line between the local and the refugees, minorities. Um, yeah, and they can't really seem to be able to fit in on themselves. So with an NGO like Vision First, it is very, very helpful for them to adapt into this new and environment. Well, with the help of the NGO, they no longer have to wait to be educated. Um, by wait, I mean they no longer have to worry about education, not being able to be educated, and their parents or themselves, the kids themselves, their parents, they can ensure that they can get a job in the future, a lucrative career opportunity. The organization also provide vocational training, which is probably really good for them to be able to fit into the working environment here in Hong Kong. And the organization also works with the government to provide a more suitable subsidy for refugees here in Hong Kong, because they probably didn't bring much with them when they escaped from their hometown, I think. And but you might be wondering right now, how am I going to pull this off with an organization that is huge, that is so huge that they are collaborating with the Hong Kong government to provide um, a sanctuary for people all over the world, for refugees all over the world. They surely have some power or a strong enough base and funding for them to carry out such large operations, which I am sure you might be concerned, how am I going to pull this off? This project seems huge, but no worries. I am going to lead you through my planning step by step. You see, this is a timeline of the project, and 25th of February, which is today, is the day I introduced the proposal of mine to you all. And starting from tomorrow, I will be contacting Vision First, the organization which I talked about, and using email, phone numbers, or visiting them during a field trip, which I am excited to do. And I would also prepare rigorously for the interview with them, preparing notes, having questions in mind to ask them, doing researches on their website, things like that. And by the 17th of March, I will be consulting with the Office of Service Learning to keep them updated on my project. And probably I will seek guidance from them because there are still some things that are left unclear to me. So I'll probably need help from them, which can better prepare my project. And on the 18th of March, for a period of 1 month, I will construct a presentation using the resource and materials gathered from the interview that I have probably interview the organization. And from the researches, the notes I have jotted down from the web, combined together with the efforts I've made from the interview and the web, I am going to very likely to pull off a very sufficient enough presentation to to present to you all about my project. And by the 19th of April to the 27th of April, I will give my final presentation. And on the 29th of April, I will be able to record a self-reflection about the project, about this whole thing. And I will record it via a webcam like this. And I'm sure it'll be fun. Yeah. But you are probably wondering, is it going to work? Like, it's gonna be hard. Like in your timeline, the time, the manpower, you only have yourself. Oh my God! I mean, how are you going to do this? But no worries. I have considered every trouble that I'm going to go through. Let's talk about difficulties. Well, manpower is my #1 concern since I am pulling off this project by myself, and I would try to look for the most efficient way for maximum productivity, which means I will probably cut some corners in some things to reduce the time loss. And since I'm doing this alone, I will find the fastest way, the most efficient way to ensure the maximum productivity. I will be take the interviews, for example, I will conduct them once only, but with rigorous preparation so I can obtain the best result from it. And yeah, it is going to be productive because I have prepared very rigorously with my notes, with my questions. I'm sure, I hope that I can get the best result from it. And moving on, it's going to be time that is going to be my #2 concern. I will try to manage time effectively. It is a must do because if I don't have enough time, I won't be able to carry out interviews, preparing presentations. And to solve that, I have decided to utilize calendars, reminders, and the alarm functions in my phones, which they are installed here for this purpose. And I'm sure they will be very useful when reminding me which tasks are due. And by using them, I can achieve better time management. And to ensure better time management, I will always finish the required task 3 days before the deadline, so I can check my work for mistakes and ensure maximum performance before I submit my work to you, so that my work can be in the best shape possible. And but why am I choosing Visionverse to be my to be the organization that I've chosen for the refugee problem. Because since I am studying what has been done for refugees, Vision First as a NGO will give me some insight on the policies and subsidies provided to refugees. Speaking of that, I've actually seen programs of them in the website, and I am a bit intrigued to volunteer in one of the events. Yeah, it's gonna be fun if I participated in the events, and if I can use my time better, I can even like go on a field trip with them and experience what it's like to be helping a refugee. Um, but what causes me to take notice on the refugee problem in Hong Kong is because of my personal experience and as a kid. And as a kid, sorry for the delay. As a kid, I used to live in the bad part of the city. I'm not going to say where, but it's the bad part of the city. Yeah, the streets are filthy and the buildings are old. My parents, back then, we used to live in that place. My parents would always warn me to be careful around the black folks. I don't know where the black folks are from, but they told me to be careful, to be cautious around them, since they are refugees, and that identity automatically made them dangerous. Well, I was just baffled. And yeah, I was confused and conflicted even. Like they are humans like us. Why should I mean, I should be cautious around everyone because everyone could be looking to kidnap you or something. But why should we be extra careful around people like that? Why would we treat people like that? Well, although they have different colors, but they're still humans after all. And yeah, I think this discrimination about people about different colors is really, really not a good thing, and it is a cliche, I think, to be discriminating people nowadays in the modern era. This, I think, this inequality is hugely unacceptable. Like between humans, like we are all the same. Why should the refugees endure such discriminations? Therefore, I need to investigate whether or not anything has been done to the refugees. Um, any policies given to them, any strategies, how to provide better subsidies for them. Like they are humans too. If they have chosen to settle down in Hong Kong, then we should probably, no, we must give them what they need because this is what the world is, right? And I am also expecting something from this project, what this project might bring about. And yeah, I have concerns over different opinions with different people, different stances, and take Vision First for an example. By doing this project on them, by interviewing them and sharing my presentation with everyone else, this increased the attention on them because of the attraction they will get. Probably there will be more volunteers after our project is over. More volunteers will sign up for their programs and help for their goal because it is actually very wholesome, and I think people would actually be intrigued to join for their purpose. And our project will also create awareness on the refugees problem here in Hong Kong, which I think it is very good. It is fantastic, and it can also shatter the fallacy on refugees being a nuisance to society. I think this has to stop. This has to stop right now. And I think after my presentation, after my project, I hope I can bring awareness of people to have them stop discriminating people. Like, look, they are refugees, but they are not dangerous and killing machines. They escaped the countries they escape their countries to escape from murderers, warlords, or something like that. Why would they even kill you in the first place? Why would they kidnap you? They are not that desperate, right? Yeah, I think this fallacy needs to be broken, needs to be shattered, so they can have a better environment here in Hong Kong. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to me. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I am very excited to work on this project, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks.